Alright friends, this is lesson number 6, which is on comparing integers. You should currently be on page 24. So remember in lesson 5 we talked about integers. Integers can be positive numbers, negative numbers, or the number 0. Positive numbers, an example of it in real life, is when you get a profit of $10. So that'd be 10, or the number 10. An example of a negative number in real life, or negative integer, would be like in a football game. If you got a penalty and you lost 5 yards, you went negative 5 yards. So one of the things that's really difficult about comparing integers is it's just kind of hard, to be honest. It's a little backwards in the way it works in our mind, and it's really kind of hard to see it when we're just looking at numbers. Some of them are pretty easy. For example, let's look at this problem. I'm comparing two positive numbers. I know that 4 is greater than 1. So that's not so bad. Or even the next one that says 1 or negative 5. Well, would I rather have $1? Or would I rather owe someone $5? Well, I'd rather have money. So I know that 1 is greater than negative 5. When it gets tricky is when we're looking at two negative numbers, like this problem. And it's always best to think about money. Would you rather owe someone negative $2 or negative $9? And what I think about is, well, I would rather owe someone negative 2 because that's less, and the smaller the negative number, the bigger it actually is. So, it's really hard, honestly. So I'm going to make the worksheet disappear for a minute, and I'm going to draw you a number line. This is one of the ways that I think about it. Another way I think about it. You just kind of have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So remember that positive numbers are greater than negative numbers. So I have negative 2 and negative 9. So I want to know which one is more. A lot of the times kids will say that negative 9 is more because they know that the number 9 is a bigger number. But in reality, if 0 here is the biggest, then I can actually see on my number line that 2 is much bigger than negative 9 because negative 2 is closer to 0. So negative 9 would be a smaller number because it means I'm further away from 0. So let's look at some more of these. It's really just when we have two negatives that gets kind of confusing. We're going to work across the top now. Remember that our alligator always wants to eat the bigger number. So looking at this top row here, 9 or 8. Well, I know that 9 is bigger than 8. It's negative 7 or negative 4. Okay, so when I have to think about it again, it's two negatives. So I want the number that's closest to 0. I know 7's bigger than 4, but that means 7 is further away than 0, which means negative 4 is bigger. It's closer to 0. Negative 2 or 6. Well, negative 2 means I owe somebody money, and 6 means I have money, so 6 is bigger. I encourage you to go really slow on this lesson because the two negatives are really hard to understand. So if you have questions when you get to a problem that has double negatives like this one, I highly encourage you to raise your hand and ask an adult for help. Good luck!